They say the best way to appreciate your life is to come close to losing it. I saw my life flash before my eyes.
What'd you see?
I told her the truth.
Yeah, and sometimes it be too late.
You wanna go somewhere?
Where we gonna go?
If you want to protect your community from someone, it should be him.
Episode 9, The Shy is in the books. And ladies and gentlemen, just like I told you, Mayor Duda was beating somebody with a stick or a knife. And I told you who it was. Gemma's daddy. But is he gonna die? We'll find out. Let's break this all down in my solo Shy Episode 9 Season 4 review. The quick review until we get to the live stream. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. It is very important you turn on the notifications so when I drop videos, you get them because I'll pop up here live. I'll throw a video up at 3 o'clock and I want you guys to have access to these videos I put out. If you want to join me on my live stream on a Friday with friends, ladies and gentlemen, hit me up on my IG account. Link is in the description. Let's go episode right now and break it down. Very beginning, we have a touching moment. And one of the reasons why I'm wearing an Atlanta hat is because we get to hear the music, the musical sounds of a great Atlanta group. And I'm talking about Jagged Edge. I'm sure some of y'all went in there and pulled out your CDs if you're 40 plus like me. Kev and Papa is listening to it. And all the while they're listening to it, Keisha's trying to put her baby down and they hear all that noise. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that this is nothing more than a foreshadowing that Keisha is going to be leaving the crib because she needs some space for her and her baby. So she goes up to the room as she's texting Russell Westbrook Christian and she cusses Papa and the boy out, Papa and Kevin out because they blasting the music and she's trying to get that baby to sleep. And anyone who's got kids know that when you get that baby to sleep, that's like gold. And you'll beat the snot out of somebody, they try to wake up your baby. And instead of turning the music down, they turn it up. All you need to know is that is a foreshadowing that Keisha's about to take her talent somewhere else. She ain't going to be living in this house. Very next scene, we get my boy Emmitt talking to one of his baby mamas. And she gave some pretty decent, I feel, advice. And Emmitt later on says that, you know, he enjoyed having a sit-down session with her. But again, my ladies, at the end of the day, just because Emmitt put Tiff through a lot when they was dating does not mean that he has to stay there right now because he's going through a lot. Tiff had every opportunity to leave him alone. As a matter of fact, one time she did say, I'm done with him. And you know what she did? She came crawling right back. Just because she felt pain doesn't mean that he's got to sit here and deal with the same pain. He's telling her, I'm not down with this polyamorous relationship. It's up to her to say, well, you know what? You're going to deal with it or we're going to split. And it looks like they're going to split. And I hope he holds his foot to the barrel because you see a complete changing in this man. And I think Tiff stayed with him all those years waiting for him to change. Well, you know what? The change has come now. And she don't want to deal with him as he's changing. So you know what? Step, Tiff, step. Next scene, we see Duda talking to Trig about their role in dealing with the city and how he wants to be more involved with Jake. And then we see Gemma's daddy, Egghead daddy, come in there and he's hot because they're not going to get the Olympics. And at the end of the day, Duda don't really care about the needs of Gemma's daddy. Gemma's daddy was just simply a damn pawn. And he's having a little discussion with Trig because Trig goes to retrieve Gemma's daddy and be like, look, we need you. And basically, Gemma's daddy said people don't change, which I want you guys to look in the mirror and think about all the various opportunities in your life you've made changes. I don't believe that. People can change. It just needs to be based on the right catalyst. And Trig just basically said, F you too, Gemma daddy. You ain't down for my man, whatever. And then he goes back into the office as Duda smoking his cigarette. And Duda just basically went racial on my man and said them light-skinned N-words. They ain't down for us. And he's actually got Trig believing in this, ladies and gentlemen. That's the crazy thing. Trig is believing in this. Then we get a nice little scene with Darnell and Jada just kind of reflecting on their life and the different things that they've been through. I thought it was funny how both of them picked on each other for robbing the cradle, and one is robbing the cradle of one that slept with the son, while the other one is robbing the cradle of the masseuse who was referred to by Tiff. And I thought that Darnell was about to hit it again, because Jada wanted him to rub her feet. He says, why don't you get your masseuse boyfriend to do it? She was like, he don't know how to rub them things like you do. And I actually thought he was about to get the panty draws, but he didn't. It was just a very nice scene from people who have a whole lot of history, just kind of reflecting, because now they're kind of seeing their life flash right before them. We get Emmitt at his job, and he's basically making Papa the assistant manager, trying to get him the general manager, working the hell out of Papa. And we see him scrolling on his iPad, and then Keisha walks in with the baby, and she's asking what is he doing, and he's looking for homes for his mama. Next thing you know, he invites Keisha to come with him. She's like, yeah, I'll come, but I can't do it today. And then he asks Tiff, why you grinning like that? Emmitt is a damn relationship prophet. Emmitt can look at people, smile, and know what they up to. And she tell him, I got me this little L7. He looked like Russell Westbrook, but he don't play basketball no more, yada, yada, yada. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, they are just pointing these arrows. Emmitt looking at a house, leave her house. I think they're pointing these arrows, man. Sooner or later, the Chi is going to give us Emmitt in a house together. It could be quicker than what we think. And then we see Frederick Douglass Gemma just going on and on and on about her little erratic needs to Jake, and he ain't hearing nothing. I mean, he is completely zoned out. And she asked him to recite everything she said, and this boy don't know nothing she said. Then he goes outside, Trig hands over the keys to the Mercedes truck, and Jim was like, did you hear anything I said? He was like, hell to the no, I don't know what you're talking about. You sound like Lucy or whatever that thing was on Charlie Brown. Womp, 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 womp. And Trig is going to let him use the truck for the dance. And, my man is happy about this. And I don't know any 16-year-old or teenage boy who doesn't get happy when someone let them use their car. He brought fond memories of when I first got a chance to drive a car when I was that young. And it felt like freedom. It felt like you had the world conquered. And instead of going somewhere hanging by himself, he goes and gets his homeboys, brings them all a blunt. They light up a blunt except for Papa, who don't want to smell like it. And even though it seems as though Kev has tried to make amends with Jake and move on, you still know he's feeling something. And I think Jake feels it, because Jake's asked him in this moment, we good? And Kevin, being the standout brother that he is, said, we good, but you need to clean up your damn truck. It smelled like ass, cigarettes, and pussy. And Jake takes his advice, and he's going to go clean up the truck. Then we get a touching moment that I'm going to call the Last Supper with Gemma and her daddy. We learned that the dad has divorced the mom, and he made a pledge that the one thing he would do is take care of Gemma. And this is a fear for a lot of parents. When children become that teenage age, it don't matter sometimes how great you reared them, how many opportunities you presented to them, how well you've done with them. Sometimes they still buck at you, and they try to search for their own identity. And I enjoyed this conversation between the two, because you know that they do love each other. Even though Gemma is going way to the right, you can tell she still loves him. She reveres the way he raised her, but at the same time, she kind of wants a little bit of freedom. And in the end, they had a nice moment. Even though she doesn't like that cake anymore, anime Frederick Douglass Gemma, she still ate the cake, and they had a sweet moment between daughter and dad. We then see Emmitt pull up to this house with Keisha, the house he's looking to buy for Jada. And when we get in there, the sales agent recognizes Keisha from what she's going through with her struggle, and basically tells her, you have a lot of survivors out there that look up to you, that are inspired by you. And ladies and gentlemen, as Keisha is still trying to search her identity, figure out where she's going, this is a calling for Keisha. Keisha could turn this into a book. She could turn this into a movie. This could be a whole new turning of the tales for Keisha once she's in position where she can handle the recall of all this stuff mentally. I would say she's getting there, because she's decided to keep the baby, which is going to be a constant cry and memory of what happened to you every day. And if you have the opportunity to inspire people, hey, why not take advantage of it and get paid while you're doing it because it's something that you're going through. Then we get my man Kev with the new girl, and she knows something is bothering Kev because he's not beating her in the video games, and then he breaks down and tells her what's going on, and she decides, you know what you want to do? Kev's like, let's go to this dance. At first, she's like, nah, but he's able to stick the landing with her when he's like, you'll get to see a bunch of white people trying to figure out how to dance on beat. And because of what she's going through in her house, she's not getting along with her brother's girlfriend. I mean, the brother's girlfriend, Lord have mercy. I mean, if she got an OnlyFans page, my people, you all can have an OnlyFans page. She's more worried about that than this girl who the brother's gone out of town for a couple of days, probably because he killed the other dude. And she really ain't got nowhere where she can live and be happy and comfortable. And I think she took this as an opportunity to get to know Kev, and they go to the dance. And then we've got another one of these ladies and gentlemen, we've got the last picture. They're taking pictures of Gemma and Jake getting ready for the dance. And the dad calls Gemma over there and says, get a picture with me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is possibly the last picture that Gemma's going to ever have with her daddy because of what we know happened at the end of this story. And then all of a sudden, Duda comes banging on the door, smiling, the criminal crook snake that he is, hands Jake a corsage, and Jake and Gemma is off to the dance. And then we get Tabitha Brown's character coming back, bringing Keisha all this stuff and being so nice to Keisha, and Keisha just can't believe it. Tabitha Brown is bringing her stuff to help get the baby to bed. And then they get to the meat and taters of this scene, which was Tabitha Brown giving Keisha kind of big sister, almost motherly advice about people putting you on a pedestal and you don't have to sit there, about even though you had dreams, don't give up on them. There's always going to be a time when you figure out how to balance motherhood with everything else going on in life, all the way down to the point where she wants to bring this girl to her job and basically mentor her because someone did that for her. Ladies and gentlemen, that is just great advice. That's what I try to do on YouTube. That's why I'm always offering you, my subscribers, and anyone else who's watching my videos, if you want to get on my channel on a Friday, let people hear your voice, hear your opinions, you do that because you create a better world by helping others in the way someone helped you. And if someone didn't help you in this manner and you're in position to help somebody else, you do that because you will start creating a world where people feel a little bit more optimistic about life and less pessimistic. And that's what Tabitha Brown's character is doing for Keisha. We get to this little funky ass dance. Jake and Gemma is dancing, blah, blah, blah. And Jake forgets that he left his weed at Gemma's house. And you know, if the daddy find that, boy, it's going to be Beirut. And so he's like, I got to go back and get my weed. All while Kev is there with his new girl, and they just watching these squares. And you probably ain't never seen this many squares since a kindergarten recital. But they all up in there dancing, yada, yada, yada. Then we get to the big confrontation between Duda and Marcus. And basically Marcus is calling Duda out for his shit. He's basically telling him, look, bruh, you're a criminal, you're a thug, I know all about your behavior, and if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to rat on you. And then he gets in his face, he swings on Duda. Now see, Marcus didn't make life look good for L7s, because he's definitely an L7. If you're going to swing on somebody, don't just stand there and let them recover. Finish beating that ass. If that's what you're going to do, I've never understood why someone would swing at somebody, hit them one time and don't knock them out, and then think that they're not going to retaliate. Duda's a gangster. So, of course, he retaliates. Not just retaliate, he retaliates in kind, beats him half to death, then sits there and pours himself a drink. Trig runs in wanting to know what the hell you're doing, blah, blah, blah. We got to call 911. We got to call the police. Duda's like, don't you call the police for this, you know what? Man, just when you thought we could give dudes a chance. Then we get back to this fine little dinner between Darnell, Jada, and Emmitt. It's a family affair. And I love this. Darnell cooked up his world famous pork chops. They and they're just kind of laughing about the circle of sex and relationships and friends that they all dealing in. Just kind of having a good family reflection moment. Their little baby boy has grown up. He's becoming a fine young man. He's turning around. He's turning the course and is doing things in a manner that's more responsible for a man. And Jada even asked him to give her a lineup because Emmitt asked first, and you know she's losing her hair because of her cancer. So I enjoyed that. Darnell stepping up to the plate, and he's doing it in a way where he ain't even trying to get the draws. But you know what? That last scene where they were looking at each other makes me think it could be some drama going on between Darnell and the masseuse, because Jada was giving him them Geico googly eyes like, I might want you to get these draws. We'll have to see. Then we see Kev getting to know the young lady some more, and where she's been dealing with dudes who's so rugged and so crooked, someone being nice to her, she don't know how to deal with it. And Kev's like, yo, just give me a chance. I don't have no agenda. And ladies and gentlemen, ladies in particular, Kev is the perfect example of what a man should be based on this show. He's been through thug life. He's been through the educational life. He is smart. He understands how to tame his emotion. He knows how to treat a woman like a woman. Even though he's been through hellfire and brimstone himself, he's not exuding anger on this girl. He's treating this girl just like he would treat someone he wants to get to know. And he invites her over to his house because her house is so chaotic. And he gives up his bed for her and lays on the floor. And you know what? Because she's realizing this dude is a nice guy, he's got no agenda, she gets on the floor and lays beside him. And there was no intention of sex or anything going on with that. See, we need more of this from fellas on this show. But the scary part is every time fellas turn like this, what happens to them? They tend to die. Then we get to Jake popping up in the house to get his weed. And then he sees Gemma daddy on the floor, look like he's damn near dead, wheezing, gasping. And this has got to be tearing Jake up. Because this is going to be the second time Jake has caught Duda basically killing somebody. And this is why Jake left Duda in the first place. But now he's sitting there watching his brother having to coddle this dude who's on his deathbed. And how is it going to change his relationship with Trig? Because this is what pushed him away from Duda. Jake is so shook up that he goes back to the hotel he got with Gemma, whose draws is hotter than the Sahara Desert, trying to give it to him, and he's like, nah. But here's a greater situation for this, ladies and gentlemen. How is this going to work out when Jake is going to have that moment of either you're going to have to come clean to Gemma about what you know, or you're just going to have to disavow yourself from her, and now who's going to be there to take care of Gemma? Are they going to turn this into a situation where Gemma's mother is some powerful attorney and she's going to come after Duda, Trig, and Jake? You know it's going to be some mess when Gemma finds this out. She's going to go run into her mama. They didn't bring up the mama in this episode for nothing. But let me know what you guys think about this episode. It seems like this was a good episode for as much complaining we have done about the writing and the way she goes with the story. This one was actually pretty good. Only questions I have is, where the hell was Tiff? If she's out somewhere with Dante gallivanting around, where's Dom? We haven't seen Dom in a couple of episodes. And what the hell was going on with Maisha too? But that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. If you ever want to join me as I try to network and help you guys, help give back, help uplift some people, hit me on Instagram, DM me. My link is in the description. And catch us live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night as we go live 9 p.m. discussing a lot of the things I cover on this channel, from the Shy, Power, Wild World News, and I got my new section called The Fuck News, the craziest news of the week. Come join us as we do all those things. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, I'll see you.